This episode is brought to you by Netflix and GameFly. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 11 of Foodmob. Back in grey Dublin this weekend. I was over in San Francisco, although second part of the show, we're still in San Francisco. So if that's not confusion, I don't know what is. Good to be back. Welcome back, Aaron. Did you miss me?
No, I didn't. Cheers for the invite.
Cheers for the invite, yeah. If it's any consolation, it was a fantastic time, great party, great time over at Revision 3. That was last week. This week, let's jump straight into the photos and all that sort of stuff. Starting off on Facebook, loads of people interacting on Facebook, which is cool. Little trend has started of people popping up their own photos. There's the first one that you can see from Tyler Stanley. Burger, football in the background. I think he's watching the Germany match, he said on Twitter. So that's a very nice way to enjoy the match with a burger. Second photo is from, again, a little Foodmob iPhone, I think, down there from Lonnie Barrios. Lonnie Barrios. That's a cool name. Sounds like a porn star's name, no? Lonnie Barrios? Sorry, Lonnie. This one is the most creative that I've ever seen. Well, actually, no, the one last week with the blondies was. They've actually arranged the basil around, they've obviously made the pesto, Torry burnt. Looks very, very nice to spell out Foodmob. People getting very creative with their photos. One sent in on Twitter, which is from Nabaretto6. Lovely steak, little potatoes, his salad there. So people cooking recipes from way back. I saw one guy actually here on Twitter called Arville, who's gone out to buy a cast iron grill. Lots of people asking me about that cast iron grill. I'll come to that in a second as well, actually. And he's going to make a week of Foodmob episodes. So he's going to cook Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He's actually got his first photo up there. Looks pretty cool. So very committed fan, cooking 5 in a row. What else? Flickr. A couple of really good photos on Flickr. Go along to flickr.com/Foodmob, I think. Put the URL down. Somebody cooking the duck, really, really nice. I think that's very, very impressive. You can see just the sauce, they actually commented, is a tiny little bit over-reduced, but that is one of the most impressive, beautifully, artistically presented ducks that we've actually seen. Somebody else doing a quack, quack ducky, that's Marcus Gorlick. Marcus Gorlicker, quack, quack duck. He's done it in a big serving dish. So all really nice photos. Make sure to send them in. I'd say the one place that I direct you at the moment is facebook.com/Foodmob. Loads of people, and just send in your photos. Yesterday was Independence Day. Scrolling down through, loads of people sending in what they'd cooked on the show. So that's very, very impressive. Today's show, more importantly, I'll get back to the email later on. Today's show, we are cooking. Loads of people hassling me when I was in San Francisco to do a vegetarian show. The guys in Revision 3, like Zach, and a couple of other people were saying cook vegetarian. I said definitely. The problem is if I cook vegetarian, most of the people who watch the show are meat eaters. They're not going to like it. But ask the question on Ustream and Facebook if people would mind a vegetarian episode. They said no. So what I'm going to do, no, they wouldn't mind. What I'm going to do is earlier on I put in some potatoes, little new potatoes, little grind of salt, a little bit of pepper, oil and some thyme. Very, very simple. They're baking up in the oven. They take about 35 minutes and they're at 200 degrees centigrade, 400 degrees Fahrenheit, because lots of people giving out to me about not mentioning the cooking times. They don't know what time. You just moved into a new place, Aaron, you were telling me?
And I have probably the worst oven of all time. I was cooking the wedges and it took an hour and 30 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, so that's an hour over the
I'd say, how long have you been in the new place?
Since Saturday.
I'd say it's a dump, is it?
That's
like
nice
you've
enough.
turned it into a dump.
It's nicer than this place. I don't want to pan around and embarrass you.
So what I'm doing today is I'm actually going to make a vegetarian dish, but I've also got some bacon, because we're going to make a bacon sort of variation of it for people who don't like eating meat. I have to say that I'm actually one of those people. If I don't get a little bit of meat, that sounds pretty dodgy, doesn't it? If I don't get
very weird.
If I don't get a bit of
meat. Just say
meat,
that I wanted the meat and that's it.
I want meat. If I don't get a bit of meat with my dinner, I feel like I'm missing out. Now I know that upsets vegetarians, but I know a lot of people also think like that. So I'm going to give you the option today. You'll have both Best sides of both worlds. What's that saying?
Best sides of both
Best
worlds.
side of
The
both
best
worlds.
of both worlds.
Best of both worlds. Both sides of the fence, something
Yeah.
like that. I don't know what I'm thinking. Gorgeous little sweet recipe. This little pears. Make sure the pears are ripe. I think that makes all the difference. This time of year, summer, should be able to find some really nice pears. I'm just peeling them. I'm losing quite a bit of skin there because I'm doing it in a hurry, but just maybe use a little peeler if you want. Just all the way around the outside. So you're going to be having mad parties in the new house.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Have you already had a mad party in the new house?
Yeah.
Anything you can share with us?
No, not really. People getting, no, I can't really.
We're still without Rob and actually without Lauren this week. It's just myself and Aaron, so maybe a dull show, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just the two of us here talking shit. Right, pears in there. I'm gonna add in a little bit of blue cheese. So this is just, I think this is like a Danish blue. You could get anything like a Gorgonzola if you're in Ireland, a Cashel blue. Any sort of blue crumbly cheese, and it's gonna be absolutely gorgeous. You've no idea how nice this recipe is. A little bit luxurious, as always, so crumble that in. Pear, blue cheese, spinach. Wow, it's gonna be tasty. So wash my hands, and I'm actually gonna look for some walnuts, which I've got in a little glass here, to give it a little crunch. Did you enjoy editing the San Francisco
Yeah, it was
episode?
great. I loved it. It's very
No
enjoyable.
bitterness in the voice there whatsoever.
Well, yeah, you pick the nicest dish and then don't bring me over and then make me watch you and everyone else eat it.
I actually got to be on Dignation as well. I think that's coming out this week, so that'll be, I'm really excited to see that. Actually, it's already out now if you're watching this. We film this on Sundays, so a little bit in advance. Walnuts in there, blue cheese, pear, staring right at it. Now I'm going to heat up a little pan and I am going to chop my bacon. So vegetarian
Out the window.
people on this recipe, this is not vegetarian, you can't eat this stuff, although it is incredibly tasty. Just ignore this if you're doing the vegetarian version. If you're a meat eater like me, chop it up. So basically just a little bit of streaky bacon, just cut into thin little slices. Doesn't need to be too precise or anything, it's quite a rustic dish. Beautiful thing about this dish is it could be a starter, it could be a main course, it could be a canapé, it could be...
What's a canapé?
Canapé is like an appetizer. You know when people walk around on the trays with like the canapés at like a launch party or something.
Alright,
Tiny
sorry.
little like...
We're not all going to launch parties.
Where are you going to this weekend?
Nowhere. I'm going to sit in that house.
Oh. We're going to a big festival this weekend.
Oh wait, yeah, I forgot about that.
In case you forgot. Biggest festival in Ireland to see bands like... Who's at it?
Jay-Z, Eminem.
Jay-Z, Eminem.
Arcade Fire, all that kind of stuff.
Got backstage passes and everything, so we're very excited to go to Oxygen for the whole weekend. Might see if we can get some footage there, hanging with Jay-Z. Big fan of the show. Eminem and Jay-Z, big fans of the show. Right, olive oil in there, a little bit of bacon. We're just gonna get that sort of nice and crispy. In a separate pan, heating it up nice and high, I'm just gonna sort of saute the spinach. I don't wanna do anything other than just wilting it down and making it soft, that's it. So, olive oil in there, medium temperature, so just sort of a 3, 4. If you know the way your hob goes up to 9 or 10, put it at a 3 or 4. Season with a little bit of pepper. A little bit of salt. Just wash my hands, and then we are pretty much ready to assemble. So, sponsors, yes. Be a good idea to get those in. I'm going to tell you about our first sponsor this week, which is Netflix. So with more than 12 million members, Netflix is the world's largest subscription service, streaming movies and TV episodes over the internet and sending DVDs by mail. Do people still get sent DVDs by mail? Obviously do on Netflix, but I think if you've got the streaming devices, which are stuff like your Xbox 360, Sony PS3, Nintendo's Wii, that's the way to get, that's just...
The iPad's pretty good for it.
Yeah, streaming on the iPad, Netflix, the way to go. Like, I'm so annoyed that we don't have it here in Ireland yet. Great way to get movies, TV shows, all the latest stuff. Only $8.99 a month. And the good news is, if you go along to netflix.com/foodmob, super discounts. Everybody's
Super discounts.
Everybody's
Super
happy.
discounts.
No, it really is a cool service, Netflix. Tried it in America. Would recommend it to absolutely anybody. The way forward. So thanks to Netflix. Support the show and go out and sign up. Now, bacon coming together nicely. Do you want to show everybody your new nifty camera that you've got up there? Check it out.
Very high tech.
We're absolutely cutting edge technology for the close-ups, but it's cool. I can see you've got
A bright future.
a bright future in the world of innovation. Okay, spinach sauteed together. In that goes with our blue cheese and our walnuts and our pears. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
Is this really good?
Of course it's good. Like, what do you don't?
Well, to be honest, we were supposed to have a barbecue episode today, and it's just too windy. Like, I'm
Yeah,
very
big.
disappointed.
There's 70 miles per hour winds outside. We were going to do barbecue to tie in with the whole 4th of July and everything, but Aaron didn't want to get his hair ruffled, so we decided not to do it.
Hilarious.
Well, I'm not joking. Okay, a little bit of pepper in there. It's the thing. I'll be interested to see what you think because vegetarian food is.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not really mad at anything that you put in there. So.
Well, it's the combination. Okay, so if you were a vegetarian, which you're not, spoonful of creme fraiche. If you don't have creme fraiche, maybe a little bit of sour cream if you want to keep it healthier. Tiny little spoonful of yogurt. You don't want it to really do too much. All we want to do is get that sort of binding. See the way it's binding together there?
See the binding, yeah.
The binding. All about the binding. Now, look away veggies. Here comes the good stuff. Right, in goes the bacon. I say the good stuff. It tastes absolutely incredible without the bacon, but it just gives it that little extra dimension if you are a meat eater. So, bring all that together. That's your topping, right? I can tell you. Funny how I went straight for the bacon. Didn't fancy that walnut. Ooh, smelling good. Oh, I did actually very much.
Serious?
Yeah. I love the way you're now editing the show to make me look stupid.
I know.
I never watch a show because I don't like watching myself back on camera, but keep getting these comments on Facebook and YouTube and not YouTube, but like forums and stuff, and they're like, ha ha ha, love the way you made Niall look stupid, or ha ha, funniest comment ever. And I went in and I was like, what are they talking about?
What's the funniest comment?
Oh, you did something last week where you were like, Niall is a cock or something.
Oh, I hate you, Niall.
Yeah, hate you, Niall.
I didn't want to say cock. That's quite, rude.
But you do like.
I will do it next week, though.
Yeah. Okay, so potatoes. They look really nicely, sort of just like.
They actually smell good. Yeah.
They do smell real good. So I'm just going to go for a couple of the bigger ones. Obviously, let them cool down. My hands are used to the heat, and just cut them in half, just like that. Basically, essentially like little potato skins that we're making, but using smaller potatoes because they got that nice little flavour. Now what I'm going to do is just see the centre of the potato. Can you see that, Aaron? Still real hot, so I'm struggling a little bit. You'd normally let them cool down quite a bit more, so I'm just taking a little scoop out of the middle of them all. Made a bit of a mess of that one. Out they come. Delicious and nutritious. Right. There we go, just line them up. Ready to go, apart from that guy. Black sheep of the potato selection. Right, mix that up together. Can't tell me that's not starting to look nice now, right?
I don't know. I've never had this before. Probably is.
So the potatoes are just giving it a little bit of volume, and now it's just a case of a little bit of filling in each one.
Do you want to do one with just like bacon for me?
Serious?
No, I'll try.
Ah, you like the... I'm telling you like this. Vegetarians are going to be wetting themselves this week.
Lovely.
Is that rude?
No, but it's, if you think about it,
You yawning there? You okay? Do you want to say it or anything?
looking at a lot of salad here, I'm like, whoa.
I can get you if you need a newspaper or anything. Coffee.
Cool. Actually, where's my Coke?
No Coke this week. Lost my tray. Okay, bit of improvisation. Take the little potatoes off. High tech this week.
We've got this camera figured out too.
Which camera? Oh, the sky. What's that one called? The sky cam?
Sky cam. 3D as well.
You should get 3D. You should get some of those, you know, the ones that go over the football pitch that are on like wires.
Yeah, I should get one of them. Do you want to?
Do you want to pay like 200,000? Okay, on those go. And now the last little touch, they're going to go back in the oven. Did you know about that?
Oh, I didn't.
That's the key. In they go. Literally going to take, I would say, 2 minutes. I made a bit of a mess here. I'm going to clean this up. I'm also going to tell you about our second sponsor this week, which I'm praying is GameFly. It is. So our second sponsor this week is GameFly, the largest online video game rental service, and offers you a choice from over 6,000 new and classic titles across all consoles and handhelds. With plans starting at $15.95 a month, GameFly members can rent 1 to 4 games at a time and keep them for as long as they like. What games are you playing at the moment, Aaron?
I'm playing Rock Band and Guitar Hero since I moved to
Rock
the
Band
house.
and I saw Rock Band on the iPhone.
Oh, I got a Guitar Hero on the iPhone. It's
No
pretty
good?
It's alright.
Good news with GameFly is you'll get a 2-week trial if you go to gamefly.com/foodmob. 2-week trial, brilliant way of getting games, cuts down on costs, lets you keep them as long as, I don't know if you're like me, but I rent stuff from the shop and then keep it for 3 weeks. There's like bailiffs out all over the place for me, from Extravision, all those sort of places for games that I've got 5 years. Just do it like this. If you leave it in a drawer for 2 months, GameFly don't care. You just send them back whenever you want. There's no late fees. Absolutely brilliant. Right, time for some veggie stroke piggy heaven.
Definitely something wrong with that.
Vegetarians will obviously have to imagine, look at those little bad boys. You're going to have to imagine
Pull
that
them back there for Skycam.
Skycam.
Pull them back a little bit. Now towards you. There we go.
Skycam.
No, more.
Skycam is still going to take a bit of
There we go.
figuring out, but I think it adds a little something extra. I'm going to plate these up. They're actually really, really hot, so I'm going to plate them up and let them cool down. As I'm doing that, we'll taste them myself an hour and after. We're going to sort of magically teleport ourselves over to San Francisco to cook for some really hungry people in the queue. As you can see, we're out here on the streets about to shoot a live Dignation. Loads of stuff happening here at the first 50th birthday party for Revision 3. Loads of people in the line. What we're going to do is we're actually going to walk down to the very front of the line and we're going to cook on a grill for about the first 4 or 5 people. Grill is absolutely piping hot, which is absolutely key. Now what we want to do is you want to make sure that it's absolutely piping hot, so just put your hand up there on top. If you use traditional coals, charcoal, make sure they're absolutely red hot, because that's how you're going to get the ultimate flavour. The thing that we're also going to add on there is our grilled vegetables. Now you don't need to worry too much about the raw chicken touching the vegetables. Like for example the tongs were touching the chicken. That doesn't matter because we're going to grill these vegetables now. They're going to cook through. We're just going to keep them over here on the side though. Just a little drizzle of oil never hurts, speeds things along. Now, just going to flip them over one last time. See how white that is? How sort of tender it is? It's no sort of black carbonized bits on the outside. It's really, really perfectly cooked. That's exactly what we're looking for. I think you guys are going to have some competition from people in the background who want some chicken, buddy?
Sure. Nice.
What's it like?
Really good.
Tasty?
Really good.
Cool. So there you go, guys. You've been here for like 6 hours or so, so you absolutely deserve it at this stage.
Right,
Nice and simple grilled chicken.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoy the show. Thanks for coming around.
Drop that back off.
As you can see, really good fun over there in San Francisco. Great bunch of people. People of Revision 3, so helpful. Great seeing a live Dignation, saw a recorded Dignation. Tons of fun, great place, great food, awesome. Right, these have cooled down. You're coming in to try your first semi-vegetarian experience. There's obviously bacon in there. See what you think. I think they're massively tasty. I was actually joking with a couple of the guys at Revision 3. I said if I cooked a vegetarian meal, what I was going to do, the only way I'd do it is if I cooked it and then came out with a big fillet of beef and just slapped it on the table, but we didn't go that far. What do you think? Well, cheese does tend to be cheesy.
Yeah.
I think-
you replace it with anything else if you don't have it.
You could replace it. Well, maybe something a bit milder. Yeah, like mozzarella. Blue cheese, pears, walnuts, spinach. Loads of flavour in them. Really good. At least you're eating semi-vegetarian food now.
Something healthy.
So you know the drill. Bacon if you want a little bit extra flavour, if you like your meat. Leave the bacon out. You got your first Foodmob vegetarian dish. Everybody's a winner. Right, let's finish the show with a couple of things this week. First thing I want to talk to you about actually is we need a little bit of help. Myself and Aaron, busy, try and make the show as good as possible. We need people to push the Facebook page as much as possible. We're trying to get everybody involved and make it a real community, but we want to grow the show. We need people to go along. If you're on Facebook, Aaron, you'll put it up, there's a little suggest to friends button. Just take 2 minutes of your time and suggest it to maybe 20 or 30 friends. We'd really, really appreciate it. Trying to grow the show. We just want to focus on making really cool content. So if anything you guys can do would be really appreciated. Bob. Something beeping? Just Aaron on a call, basically. Want to finish up this week with an email. Advil sent this in. Isn't that a type of drug?
Aspirin or something, yeah.
So Advil sent this in. Maybe he's trying to get a sponsor in. Advil basically sent in this picture, which you'll show Aaron, of a couple of steaks on his lovely charcoal pan. I think that's a lot of people have gone out and bought these charcoal pans. Great, you're learning. Fantastic. Perfect grill marks. Doing a great job. But he basically says, "Hi, I love the show. I've been following your recipes and I can see that you're quite fond of the grill pan. I invested $50 on one and used it once. Immediately after using it, I noticed that the food tasted very strange and blamed the pan and its pre-seasoning. The food tasting strange is very, very weird. It shouldn't be like that. Sometimes what you'll find is maybe they have a little protective seal or something, so I'm praying that you didn't cook the plastic or something into the food, but shouldn't taste bad. I washed the pan like crazy and now it's rusty. And there's black, thick, gooey spots all over it. I don't know what you've bought here, but the pan will get rusty. If you wash it and you leave sort of water in the pan, you don't dry it properly, it's gonna go rusty because the water, I'd love to be smart enough to tell you that it ionizes or oxidizes or some shit like that, but it basically goes rusty. Dry it really, really well. Paper towel in as like, just basically a nice dry paper towel, get stuck in there and get all the sort of, all the moisture out of there, because if you leave it on your, your side bench here and let it go moisture, it's gonna rust. So that solves that problem. I was hoping you'd do a segment on how to use it properly. We just have. Season, blah, 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 blah. Okay, thanks very much, Advil. Hopefully that answers a couple of your questions. I'm not sure why it tastes funny. It shouldn't. Cook it, use it as often as you can. Clean it well, dry it well. You should be laughing. It's an investment for life if you get a good one. Like our friend Arvil, who's cooking all this week on his.
Arvil.
No, this is a different guy.
Oh, right.
Arvil, you're gonna have a nightmare editing this. Arvil, who is using it all week, just spotted another one. Cooked duck for my family tonight, loved it. I could only find whole ducks, so I had to fillet it myself. Ooh, looks nice. I'll send you that link as well. Every time I go into Twitter and Facebook, there's people talking about the great meals they've cooked. Blows our minds that people are out there cooking the food. Send in your pictures this week of your vegetarian loveliness. We've been to San Francisco and back all within 20 minutes in this episode. It's been a lot of fun. Any last words, Aaron? A word of wisdom?
No, not at all.
Who's going to win the World Cup?
Germany.
Germany's going to win the World Cup. I'll say Holland. Thanks very much, guys. That's another episode of Foodmob. We'll see you next week.